I want to kind of transition and focus a little bit more on, really what's new. Because as I said, we had Kevin and Jeremy on the show previously, and I know you guys continually evolve in terms of your technology and new rollouts and updates. So tell a little bit about like what's been happening and what's new at Mark 43.
Yeah,
and Ganesh, if you don't mind. So we just had our, and I never thought as a Marine and as an officer, I would talk about something of sales kickoff. I'm in this private industry now, and I didn't know what to expect. This is the first time I've kind of been in the private industry, and I got to go to something called a sales kickoff. Again, didn't know what to expect, and I got there and I was completely blown away. Mark 43's got this new thing coming out. It's called Insights. And I could have had this as an administrator. This would have been a game changer, either going to your commissioners needing more money for whatever aspect of your police department or your city council. So Insights is a platform that basically brings analytics in, and they're using so much to bring it so quickly, pretty much on a live platform. And I wish Kevin was here to explain a little bit more. I got to see a demonstration of this, but basically an administrator or somebody at the city can say, I want to see traffic stops on Main Street from this date to this date, with the type of clearances, how did they clear it, how many citations were generated, etc. And it can break it all down instantaneously to you. And when you can truly show what your patrol and different divisions are out there doing, pretty much in live time, it shows that the people are out there doing their jobs. And if we have a shortage somewhere, the Insights is going to be able to come in and tell you where else you need to focus on. And being a patrol all the way to administrator, that was so important, because you have these officers down here trying to do their best, but unless they have pardon the term, the insights of what's going on in the city, they really don't know where the problems are, except from what they're hearing from their first line supervisors. So this Insights is going to truly change the game to where, if you're going to look at this as an NFL or MLB professional sports, you're going to have the best playbook out there. And that's what I love about Insights. And I'm hoping all of our existing and new customers say this is something that we need. Because I'm telling you, if I would have had this, it would have been an amazing game changer. Insights is awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, having been a leader in the DoD, there's a lot of mail that needs to be answered, and a lot of slide decks, PowerPoint, that they call it death by PowerPoint for a reason, right? Where you have to, like in military justice, you have to break down, the demographics of the people you're court-martialing. Are there bad trends here in terms of, are you targeting certain groups and things like this, right? So that kind of data, have a system like this to push a button and then generate it. And I don't know if it's to the point or will be to where it pops out on a slide or report, but like, wowza. And then, for like you said, the trooper on the ground, if you will, some, I don't know, you watching the news, they've had to, answer emails like, here's 5 things I did last week. Boy, with Mark 43, you could generate those bullets pretty quickly. So go Mark 43, more and more important for the federal government every single day as we watch what's happening. But I love that. I know the cybersecurity enhancements as well. And you guys also, my understanding is there's been some enhancements to the mobile data terminals and updates in how you guys are interfacing with those. Can you explain that a little bit, maybe Ganesha?
Yeah, you were right in my mind, because one of the things that excites me the most is our improvements on mobility. So we've been a leader in mobility for RMS for a while. We've now really improved on our CAD as well. I loved it at the last ICP. We actually had some of our customers sitting at our booth and actually dispatching from our booth.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So that you can continue your job, continue your work, no matter what's happening around you from wherever you are. I don't think we're going to get to the place where we want dispatchers at home in their bed. But you know, being able to do that, it makes a difference too when you're going call to call to call, which is what's happening these days. People are being called on double overtime to cover shifts, and so making that as easy as possible. You're on the scene. You're able to take pictures. Those pictures are automatically uploaded. If you're not going to be the investigator back at HQ is able to see all the information from what you've uploaded and get working on that. And that's really important too on community relations, right? Because the ability to be responsive to our community when, you know, officers are saying the same thing over and over, but that moment is the most important thing to them, and not being able to get a response is difficult. So, you know, at Mark43, our goal is the technology is supposed to make the job easier. This is a hard job for law enforcement all up and down the ranks, federal and otherwise. How do we make it easier? And I'll say another thing, and then I'll pass it over to Banning if he has anything to add, that I'm loving is that we're working with tribal police as well, and folks that are out there in rural, right, in the rural areas, and being able to make sure that they have mobile capabilities as well, because we know that's important. You got miles and miles between, you know, different posts and things of that nature.